Hello, it is me, Hooded Man. Today we're talking about the collector mentality. It's sort of a follow-up to my Funko video, in which I was also a hooded man. Maybe I only talk about toys when I'm hooded. So something I briefly mentioned in that video is that people like to collect Funko products and just things in general because they are born with this collector mentality that just gives them the want and the desire to collect things, given whatever reason. And I have realized over the past few years that I really don't have that in the same way as other people do. And the reason we're sitting in this corner of my apartment with all of this shit is because this might make you believe that I'm lying to you, that I don't collect things. And that's a fair assumption, especially considering I also have this, oh god, is a binder of half of every issue of the original Spider-Woman run in good condition. And there's another binder under it. I'm not going to pick that up because that was a nightmare, which has the other 50 issues, or 25, sorry. It's a 50 issue total run. There's 25 issues in both. I think there's 26 in the first one because her original appearance is in that as well. So here's the thing about me and collecting, and the reason I want to diagnose why I collect the things that I collect, which is really only two things. I want to do that to maybe diagnose, like, why people who do have, like, entire collection rooms and just collect things for the sake of collecting it, even if they have no, like, emotional or physical attachment or any kind of attachment to the thing that they're collecting. I think it might be able to get me to figure out why. And I've done no research on this. I'm sure there is some scientific weird brain reason for why humans have the urge to collect useless garbage. Aside from all this Spider-Woman stuff that you see before you, the other thing I collect are what I have lovingly referred to as Tonys, which, not the award statue thing. That would be very difficult to collect. I mean, fat Italian chefs who I have given the name Tony. They are all over my kitchen. I'm looking at them right now and they're beautiful. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. They're incredible and I love them. The reason I collect Spider-Woman stuff is twofold. Like so much of my things are, I'm realizing. Also, this chair is spinny and it makes me happy. The first one is just because Spider-Woman is my favorite superhero, so that's like one aspect is I do have sort of an emotional attachment to the character and to the thing I'm collecting. So there is something there of I enjoy this character, so I don't know if it comes from me wanting to prove that I enjoy her or if it just comes from, I don't know where, like, I have no idea why I want all of this plastic and sometimes fabric and paper in my home. I don't know. The simplest thing is just that I like the character, so I want merch of her. I don't know why. Is it to show support? Maybe. But most of the things that I'm buying, the company that makes the comics isn't getting most of that. It's the toy companies that are getting the money for it. So I don't know. So the second reason I collect Spider-Woman stuff is really just because there's not a whole lot of it. It is feasible to collect every piece of Spider-Woman merch and every Spider-Woman comic physically, because there's not a whole lot of it. There's like maybe 100 Spider-Woman comics in total, and I have tracked down pretty much every piece of Spider-Woman merch on the internet. And I could buy it all on the internet, but that's another reason, as there's sort of like the chase to finding some of it in real life. If that makes any sense. I just think it gives me a reason to do things at conventions whenever I go to them, really, is just look for Spider-Woman things. And I also have a rule, if I ever go somewhere and I find a Spider-Woman thing that I don't own, or even sometimes if I already own it, I have to buy it, which has bitten me in the ass a lot of times, where like it's towards the end of the month and I'll walk into a game store and I'll see a Spider-Woman figure and it's like $30 and I'm like, well, shit. I'm just going to explain why the timer says a minute 45 here. The card got full, so I restarted the video and hit the wrong button to start. I hit this one instead of this one, so it added a minute instead of starting the remaining timer. Back to collecting. If I can extrapolate anything from why I collect the two things that I collect, as to why people have the collector mentality of like wanting to collect literally everything. If it's just made for collecting, they'll collect it. Like, this manufactured rarity that blind bags have, and the fake pricing that making 10 of an item when they could mass produce it has. I still don't understand why people have this mentality, and I don't think I ever clarified that I'm not saying that it's a bad mentality. It's not. Do you, chief. I don't care what you do with your money, but I just personally don't have that mentality in terms of just collecting. I collect things that I like. It seems like people who, with the collector mentality, collect things not because they like the things they're collecting, but because they like collecting. They just like having things. I don't know. Maybe it comes out of like they weren't allowed to have those things as a kid, or they just like shit. So yeah, I really don't know. This is an I don't know topic, if that is fair. It's probably not. You were probably expecting an answer. I don't have one for you, because all of the things I collect come out of an emotional attachment, not just a physical want for it. And I'm sure collecting for the sake of collecting comes from something emotional as well, or it can. I just can't understand that. So basically what I'm leading up to here is, tell me in the comments if you're a collector who just collects things. Like, look over at your collection. Do you have a genuine emotional attachment to the thing that is being portrayed in your collection? If not, tell me why you collected it. What gave you the want to get that? What gave you the want to start a collection? Was it just because it looked cool? Was it because you were poor as a child? I don't know. That sounds rude. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. These are all my toys. I hope you enjoyed them. Watch tomorrow's video. Watch the video right here. Bye-bye.